This week On the Road with Mickey, shining the spotlight, the original attractions of Disneyland.
We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie.
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
And he's Grogu. He's saying, stop talking to Brenda before you introduce me, Mike.
But Grogu, we need to save you for the best for last,
Exactly.
Exactly. And we are on the road with Mickey. This is episode 280 for September 1st, 2025. Where has this year gone?
Very slowly, if you ask me.
No,
I
it's
blinked. It was
quick.
Christmas. It was over. It was almost. It was like 10 months ago, Sophie. We were at Disney for the candlelight processional, hanging
Yeah,
out with Brenda and Butch, loving
right.
life,
You're right.
living our best Disney life. Then it was
Yes.
10 months ago.
I know, and I felt every single hour of it.
Yes,
I
you
forgot
did.
all about it. I think we need to do it again so I can remember.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
sounds like a plan. Well, this week, our feature topic is Shining the Spotlight, the original attractions of Disneyland. This is Brenda's brainchild. She is awesome. And she's like, we need to hit up these original attractions at Disneyland that are still there. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about our list of the ones that are still there, that were there on July 17th, 1955. And we're going to talk about what we like and maybe sometimes the things we don't. But that is coming up. First, we have some cheddar from the Big Cheese, and we have a whole list. And I got to just give props to Disney because this all came from one Disney email.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now
They
that's
have been
efficient.
releasing stuff right and left.
Yeah. So
Left
Sophie,
and
you
right.
start us off. Yeah, left and right and left and up and down and backwards and forwards.
That's right.
Well then, to start us off, we have Zootopia Better Zoogether opening on November 7th at Disney's Animal Kingdom. This is the attraction that replaced what was once It's Tough to Be a Bug. We are so happy to see it gone.
Yay!
And Disney knows how happy we are to see it gone because they are going all out for this. They are having almost like a red carpet event when they celebrate Zoogether Day live with a watch party like theming.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It
Yeah.
reminds me of the Golden Mickey show I saw in the dream with Mommy, and that was so
Yeah.
much fun. So I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Okay.
We'll have to see. Well, we have new ride details released for the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets.
Nice.
G-Force Records, which was the label when it was starring Aerosmith at Hollywood Studios, has been bought out and is under new management of the Muppets. The Electric
Nice.
Mayhem are appearing in one night only, but they are nowhere to be found. So we have to go find them. And that's why we're riding the stretch limos. Oh, and those Hollywood landmarks we remember from the ride. Sophie, do you remember the Hollywood landmarks?
I do not. I was too busy keeping my
Keeping my
eyes
eyes
and ears
closed.
pressed shut because it was so loud and awful for me.
Well,
Aw.
those landmarks have been transformed with a little bit of Muppet theming.
Oh, fun.
Now, this will be arriving in 2026. I don't have a date yet except for the year, but I am really looking forward to this. It's going to be
Looking
so
forward
much fun.
to it. Yeah, we
And
have to see all the changes.
yeah, I am really looking forward to it.
Well, also coming in 2026, new magic is coming to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Walt Disney World. There are going to be some scenery changes, it looks like, including this tease when the trains rattle their way underground to spectacular natural caverns full of phosphorescent pools. That would be neat.
Oh,
That would be
that
neat.
that kind of reminds me of a very, very, very old attraction. It used to be called Nature's Wonderland. In a way, I don't know if it ever actually existed or not, but it used to be what Big Thunder Mountain would have been. It was a slow train ride. It wasn't a roller coaster.
Ah.
It feels like a callback to that.
It
I
feels a
wonder
little
if it's
bit,
going to
yeah.
be where they were mining and then they discovered caverns, or what the heck is
I
going to change
think
the storyline there.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know, and I'm curious to see. So that'll be fun to check these things out.
Yeah.
New stuff coming to Disney World.
Yay.
So, all right. Well, don't forget you can connect with us on all of our social media platforms. The links are in the show notes. We have our Facebook page, and the Facebook group is the On the Road with Mickey group. The YouTube channel, the Instagram channel, both also On the Road with Mickey. Our email address is info@ontheroadwithmickey.com, and you can check out our website at ontheroadwithmickey.com. So, that's our ways to get in touch with us. And just a reminder, you can always answer Sophie's question of the week in our Facebook group.
Yeah.
So, the weekly question this week, in lieu of last week talking about the Food and Wine Festival, is what are you most looking forward to at the Food and Wine Festival for this year? So, you ladies read the answers.
All right,
I'm going
then.
to
Well,
step back for a moment.
okay. I'm going to go first then, because Edith said, just being there. It's my first time going this year, and I must give props to her because I don't think I could have lasted this long going
That's
this late in the
awesome.
year.
Well, we're very happy for you, Edith, that you get to go. That's awesome. We really enjoy it, and we know you will too.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend
Yes.
Chrissy said food.
Yeah.
Hello, food.
Hello. Right here.
And Annette said, trying the new items at the booths. I think she's also referring to food.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
for
be
sure.
surprised.
Yeah, and Teresa said trying out new taste sensations. There's a bunch
Again,
of those.
food.
Yeah.
And last but not least, PJ said trying all the things.
Yay.
That's right. Now, Sophie, what were you going to say? Because you didn't give us an answer last week.
I thought my answer was all the foods that I specifically listed.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's what
Yummy
I would
food.
say too.
But especially gyozas of the galaxy, that is something that I would love to try. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm gonna get to.
Yeah, and that's okay. Next time, perhaps.
Next time.
This
Hmm.
time or next time, you never know.
Mm,
Right. Yep.
I
All
want to hear
right.
about it if you do, though.
Oh, yeah. You can be certain we'll talk about it. Um.
definitely.
All right. Well, that was our question for the week feedback. So, Sophie will have a new question for this week, and I can't wait to hear what it is.
Well, thank you.
Which we will hear in a little while, I assume.
Yes, of
Yep.
course. It's gotta flow naturally with the conversation. That's
Of
how this
course.
works.
That's
Yep.
right.
All right. Well, we are shining the spotlight on the original attractions of Disneyland. And just a quick recap, there were 11, is that how many it was? Three,
Yeah.
six, nine, 11 attractions opened on July 17th, 1955 that are still there today.
Hmm.
And they are the Main Street Vehicles, the Disneyland Railroad, the King Arthur Carousel, Peter Pan's Flight, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Snow White's Enchanted Wish, the Mad Tea Party, Autopia, Jungle Cruise, the Golden Horseshoe, and the Mark Twain riverboat. And so we're just going to go through this list and talk about the things we liked about them. So, who wants to start?
Well, I'll start.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
The Main Street vehicles is, it's the horse-drawn um,
Carriage
streetcar
or
and the
trolley?
fire truck, the old little fire engine, the jitneys. And they aren't just transportation, but they are, to me, the most thing that stands out about Marceline, Missouri, and Walt's vision of bringing his hometown to everyone. It's such a, to me, such a staple for feeling like you're there when you enter Main Street USA, like being transported to another time, another era. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I
I
agree.
couldn't have put it better. I
Hmm.
remember there are a couple instances where you would often see like the Dapper Dance or someone
Yeah,
singing as they're being pulled along on that horse-drawn streetcar. And I just think it is so, so cool when they do that. I think my favorite one of those vehicles actually has to be the omnibus, which is the two-story one. I just
hmm,
think that one is so, so cool.
Yeah.
yep,
I've never actually been on any of them, I don't think.
Yeah, and I haven't been on the vehicles at Disneyland, and I haven't ridden. I think I might have ridden one of the vehicles at Disney World on the Main Street side of things over there. Like when I was like 10 or 11 or 12, something.
yeah,
I mean, like so long ago, you almost don't remember. Um, but yeah, I agree with what Brenda said because it brings small town America to life because that's the kind of thing you would see
yeah.
back in the day in small town America.
You know
So,
what else is makes you feel good about small town America? I know when I wrote it, there was an well, now that I think about it, he may have been my age. I don't know, but he was an elderly gentleman, in my opinion, then, which he could be my age now. But he, like, as we were going in the horse-drawn streetcar, he was sharing like details about Disneyland and stuff, and you could almost feel his pride in
mhm,
what his job was. It was
yeah,
like he was Disneyland. I mean, you know what I mean?
yeah,
As a cast member, he was proud to share with this unique opportunity to share these things with people. And it
yeah,
just is so welcoming and wonderful and just
yeah.
the great start of the day for sure.
And
Mm.
slight tangent, but not a huge tangent. I was I was writing down the answers from the question of the week in our show notes from Facebook, and in Facebook there was a thing that popped up from the Walt Disney World jobs, and it
Oh,
was a cast member who had told their story of what they do and why they are working and what where they work at and everything like that. And this cast member talked about how he's kind of living out his grandpa's wish because his grandfather always wanted to work at Disney at Walt
oh,
Disney World and wasn't able to,
oh,
but his
oh,
grandson is now doing it. So he's
oh,
carrying
that's
it.
so
He's carrying
wonderful.
on that passion that his grandfather had, and he's bringing it to guests every single day. He's
I
bringing the
love
smiles to people.
it.
I love that. And
I
I'm
love
like,
that too.
that
That
is
is so,
so
so
cool. And
sweet.
that's exactly what your cast member that may or may not be your age.
Yeah, because I remember thinking he was elderly, but boy, the older you get, the more elderly. Everybody looks younger.
Yeah, which is a good thing. I will say this, Aunt Brenda, coming from a young person, you look very young.
Oh, you're so sweet. I'm gonna keep you.
I think I'll keep you.
Good.
All right. Well, that's a great start. Let's continue looking at transportation and let's talk about the Disneyland Railroad.
I'll let
And
you do that, Daddy,
I'm
because I
going to
know
Yeah.
how much
start.
you like it.
The Disneyland Railroad originally was called, I think, the Disneyland and Santa Fe Railroad because it was a partnership with the Santa Fe Railroad. Um, I think that's correct. And correct me if I'm wrong, please. Info at ontheroadwithmickey.com. Say, Mike, you blew it. It wasn't this, it was that. You okay? I look
Daddy,
forward to hearing about it. Yeah.
I am sorry to say this. It was formerly known as the Santa Fe and Disneyland Railroad, so
Well,
you
there you
got it
go. I got
backwards.
it backwards. I was close though.
Still all
But
inclusive, though. Still
yeah.
including it.
Yep.
That's true.
Anyway, I love a good railroad. I love a good railroad. And um and the Disneyland Railroad is no exception. There is just something so peaceful, so relaxing as to just take a train ride around Disneyland. And I just love it. It is so cool. I love where it stops. I love the opening speech played in Morse code at the New Orleans Square station. I just I love stopping at Fancy. I love Toontown. I just getting on at Main Street. I could almost sometimes feel myself like I could ride that all day and be totally happy.
Yep.
So I don't know what else I can say about it except I just love it.
Yep.
Well, you know what, Daddy? That's really all that needs to be said about it is how much you love it because we all know what you mean.
Yeah. It's definitely a staple. I mean, can you imagine the park without it? I can't even think about that.
Yeah.
And I know that when I'm writing it, I know I'm kind of a sappy person, but when I'm writing it and I have, nothing to do but observe and enjoy, I love really looking at the faces of families that we pass, knowing that they're sharing this time that is so magical. It's just, it
Hmm.
fills our hearts up with, you know,
It makes
being
us
happy
do
for
what we
them.
do. It
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
us do what we do.
Yeah.
And Brenda, thank you because Sophie saw with me. We saw your reel taking the monorail from the Magic Kingdom to Contemporary, and it was just a
It
Oh
30
was
no.
second
great.
snippet, but it was like,
Oh, God.
boom, we were
I had to
transported. We
I
were
had to
right
speed
there.
it up. I
It
had to
was
speed it
so
up so it would
cool.
match with the music, right, on Instagram. And I'm thinking, if people have never ridden the monorail, they're like, dang, this thing's like a speed train. But it's not.
And you're like, no, that's Guardians.
Oh, it's so awesome though, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
just riding it and oh God, so great.
Now,
So
one last little bit of railroad. I saw my friend Bob. Hello, Bob Acock. Hope you're doing
hello,
well.
Bob.
He was on the Disney World Moms panel, and he and his family had their end of summer trip down at Disney World, and they were at Wilderness Lodge. They were staying at Boulder Creek, and he posted how they have a railroad room
I do.
there, and it
Yeah.
has memorabilia
Yes.
from Walt's backyard. And I was like, I never knew that.
Awesome.
And they have the Walt Disney Railroad story, right? Walt Disney's Railroad
Yeah,
Story. Is that correct?
his backyard railroad.
Yeah. Well, they have that book that Sophie is holding up.
Ah, nice.
And they
Yeah.
have it in their display case. And I was like, we've got that book because we met Michael Brogy in Raleigh and bought his book and
And
he
we
autographed
got,
it.
yeah, we got ours signed.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I just thought that is so cool that one of his
Oh
pictures had
yeah.
that. And I'm like, it all ties back together. That's how Disney magic works. It just
That's right.
right in the everyday, you see something that points you right back to Disney.
Yeah.
So it's just so cool. But anyway, All right. The next one, the King Arthur Carousel. Sophie, why don't you start us on that one?
Yes, I wanted to talk about this one specifically because,
Yay.
well, while it's been a really, really long time since I've ridden the King Arthur Carousel, I have ridden its Walt Disney counterpart, and I don't mean to take the spotlight away, but the fact that I love that carousel so much and this one is the one that it was based off of is amazing. Um,
Mhm.
Obviously, King Arthur Carousel, Sword in the Stone. You actually have a replica of that sword in the stone and anvil sitting right out front of the carousel. And if you're especially lucky and you go and you try to pull the sword from the stone, there is a chance that you would be successful. And when that happens, you are officially crowned king or queen for the day. Um, Unfortunately, no true power comes with that title, but
Just
it's okay.
bragging
Is
rights.
You're right, bragging rights and a little dose of Disney magic. But I do have a little bit of history, especially from the horses itself. Uh, Again, this was one of the original opening day attractions, but did you know that the King Arthur Carousel and most of its horses date back more than 90 years?
I am not
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, it was handcrafted by the Denzel Carousel Company in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and eventually found its way to Sunnyside Beach Park in Toronto, Canada in 1922. And somehow it got to Disneyland. I'm not quite
Nice.
sure how, but Walt has a will and a way.
Exactly.
Yes,
Well,
for
that's what they
sure.
would do. They would take business trips and they would go scouring looking for things that would work in the park. And that's kind of how that came about. They saw if I remember correctly, they saw this company and they saw these horses and were like, these are they're needing a little TLC and let's bring them and give them inject new life into them,
Yeah.
kind
Magic.
of thing. So that's how that worked. That's how they got a lot of the trains too for the railroad where they would go around and they would see trains that were like for salvage and they'd be like, let's make this work. And so
Nice.
yeah, and that's what they did. They went out and found the pieces to make the park. So, and I think that's how that happened here. Um,
Yep.
Side note for us, we are so fortunate, Brenda, because we have our very own Pullman Park here in Raleigh that
Yeah.
is well over 100 years old. Um,
Nice.
Yeah,
and
it was
it has
established in like
I,
1890 or something.
yeah,
Wow.
it is a long time ago, but it is got its own carousel.
Nice.
And
Very nice.
the beauty of it is you can buy tickets and it's like a 4-minute carousel ride. You can buy tickets, they are $1 a piece.
Ah,
So
more
you
things
can
change, the more they sometimes
stay
can stay the same.
exactly. And it is such a that is one of the treasures of Raleigh is Pullen Park.
It
So when you get up
absolutely
here,
is.
we are going to the park.
All right. I can't
Certainly.
wait.
And the carousel is now in its own indoor pavilion. It used to be open air. They built the pavilion up around it to keep
Mhm.
Oh,
it
nice.
Protected.
preserved.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, but it's got all sorts of animals on it. I just happened to look up a picture. It's got a giraffe, it's got a donkey. I think there are like some billy goats in there and stuff, and of course the horses.
Nice.
It's just a
But
fun ride. But
yeah,
anyway, that truly was a tangent. Um,
yeah,
so back to what we're talking about, which is Disneyland, and
Yeah.
it is time to talk about Peter Pan's flight.
Yeah. Well, Peter
Brenda.
Pan's Flight to me is the most enchanting of the opening day rides. And there is always an extremely long line for Peter Pan's flight, despite the fact that it's a continuous ride. I mean, you pretty much continually get on the boats, but it's always packed because it is so enchanting. And I'll tell you a secret about Peter Pan's flight at Disneyland. It is the only ride I have ever walked off of from a issue and walked through the entire ride and saw it from a different perspective than being up above and seeing everything from that perspective.
Really?
It was quite an experience.
Do you know what the issue was?
No.
It stopped
but
working.
That's a thing. When something starts running on July 17th, 1955, some stuff can happen. I don't know what it was, but it was an experience to walk. I mean, because you have to walk through all the scenes. I mean, the bedroom. I mean, all the scenes. It was just
so
neat.
How did they get you down?
Well, it wasn't down. We were like
No, I mean down from the ships.
Well, we weren't up. Like at the time we weren't down. So we got off and you walk like along a path, I guess the same path that, workers walk along to fix things or,
Makes sense. So
Yeah,
how do you
but
think
all the
they
lights
got...
went on and we got to walk around with the lights and see everything from a different perspective. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it
Lights of
again.
Pat
I
are
want to
so
just ride it
tiny,
regular.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was cool. But I just think that Peter Pan's flight is such an enchanting ride. I think it's probably because of, childhood. I mean, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell were big, parts of my childhood.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
it's enchanting.
My Peter Pan story at Disneyland is when we were there for the 60th and we were in line, and I've said this before, but Shane, my niece's husband, he taps me on the shoulder and I look and he points at Mr. Sherman walking by and I'm like,
yeah.
oh my gosh. I'm to this day, I am
You happened
flabbergasted.
to be at
And I
Peter
was
Pan.
just like, my jaw was on the ground. I didn't even think to take a picture. And when I did, he was like 20 feet away and all I could see is the back of his head. And I'm like, no one will believe that that's him.
But
But I
you
know.
know the magic you found that day.
Yeah. Well, Peter Pan's flight is a fun ride, and it's that forced perspective, seeing London as if you're 100 feet up in the air, looking down at it, and seeing the lights that show the traffic. I mean, it's just so cool.
I
It's
know,
just
it's
so
so
cool.
wonderful.
So yes, the enchantment for Peter Pan's flight is very real. Is very real. All right. Well, there's a different kind of enchantment for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Some would say enchantment. One man's enchantment is a young lady's terror. And
Yeah.
let's just face facts. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is very aptly named because you are not only on a wild ride, you are going through manors and you're going down to hell and you're going back up and you're been arrested and there's a judge throwing the book at you. He reminds me of the judge from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And it can be very thrilling, very exciting, very terrifying, all of the above and included. And the coolest thing I think I like about Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is the statue.
Yes, the statue out front where you don't even need to go into the ride to see it.
Yes, but I love the ride though. I still think it is, of all the opening day attractions, I would say Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is probably the closest to a thrill ride of these attractions that we have to talk about. Because it just is to me. So Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, I like it. I would love to see it again. I would love to experience it again. Brenda, are you going to experience it?
I don't know.
Oh, you got to
I don't
write
know.
it for me, Brenda. You
Well,
got
if
to
I have
write
to
it
write
for
it for
Aunt
Leah and the family,
Brenda.
but oh, they're going to have a weird feeling about that one. Like, what the heck was he thinking?
Mm.
me. Come on,
Well, you
Brenda.
know what, Aunt
Write it for
Brenda?
me.
But
Write it for me.
Don't make him do, don't allow him to make you do anything you don't want to do, okay?
well,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
we'll play it by ear.
Especially since he's not there to force you. But I do appreciate that Daddy ordered this list in a way that it would be almost impossible for me to get stuck talking about that ride because Daddy's the only one who really has anything good to say about it, and still somehow he managed to quote what I was saying about it before we started recording.
It's a wild ride.
Yeah.
It's a terrifying ride. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I am going to be talking about Snow White's Enchanted Wish, which,
Can I stop for one quick second?
Sure.
yes.
I just want to ask. Is Sophie's question of the week going to be what your thoughts are on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride?
No.
Oh, that would be so much fun to hear the answers.
No.
Okay.
We'll tell you what, that will be an extra question of the week because I think you're right. But no, it's not the official one.
Okay. All right. Continue on, Sophie. Snow White's Enchanted Wish.
If I'm not mistaken, Snow White's Enchanted Wish actually has had a few overhauls through the years. It's not quite the same as it was on opening day, but it's still very much the same. They've kept it relatively as it was, with the exception of a few minor tweaks and adjustments, because I remember it used to be Snow White's Scary Adventures, and that's what it was in Walt Disney World as well until they got rid of it to make way for the Disney Princess Enchanted Hall meet and greet area. But honestly, I have not been on this particular version of the Snow White Dark Ride at Disneyland yet because I feel like they updated it after the last time I went.
Yeah, well, that's part of the challenge we run into is being that we don't get there that often. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
having to rely a lot on what's there. Snow White's Enchanted Wish, Snow White's Scary Adventure. Then it just became Snow White's Adventures, I think. Um,
It just puts
And
you into the Snow White story.
it puts you into the
that,
story,
yeah, that's
and
pretty much how it goes.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's so neat. I remember the one, like you said, Sophie. I remember the one at the Magic Kingdom, obviously much more because we would ride it more regularly, and it was just really neat to be able to do that. And
Yeah.
I like the idea that Snow White isn't just a princess to meet, that she has her own ride at
Yeah.
Disneyland. I
And
think
that's
that
very
is
good.
very cool, and I think it's worth being there. And I
Yeah.
almost wish they would bring something back for Walt Disney World, you know?
I think
Yeah.
so too. I think that would be very good because they have so many other spaces they can use for meet and greets with the princesses. I think it would be good to have back a Snow White Dark Ride over there.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing. The one thing that I do remember from Disneyland that has not changed even a little bit, if you look up at the beginning of the line queue, there is a tower with a stained glass window in it. And if you look up at the right moment, you might see a certain lady peeking through the curtains at you. And that lady, of course, is the evil queen. But once you spot her, she'll quickly pull the curtains closed again.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky little
And I,
witch.
I just think that's so cool.
It
I love
is
it when
cool.
they do that with animatronics that can be seen outside of the rides because it gives such a feeling of magic. to the rest of the land, a feeling of immersion, if you will.
Hmm.
Because it feels like, okay, you're not on the ride, but you're still in the story.
Yeah, and I think at Walt Disney World, since they did the Seven Dwarf Mine Train and Snow White's there, I don't think they're going to do anything else with her.
No,
Maybe
no,
not.
and I don't think they will either. But it's that ride is much more about the dwarfs and much less about
Exactly.
Snow White,
Yeah.
because the only glimpse of Snow White you get is at the end when you're about to get off the
Yeah,
train. You know?
but
And the
truly, there
wicked
are things that
and the
set the
evil
parks
witch
apart.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
At
Yeah.
least it kind of keeps you where you have to go to both coasts because there's stuff at one that's not at the other, and there's stuff at both. So
yeah.
You're right. You're right. You're
Now,
right. You're right.
remind me, Sophie, the window where you can catch a glimpse of the Queen, isn't there also a spot where if you catch it at the right time, you see her transformed into the witch? Or no? I thought there
I
was.
I think that's in the ride itself. I don't think that's the case
Okay.
for the window. They
Okay.
might have a way of doing that maybe like at nighttime or during the Halloween
Okay.
um season, but I don't think so.
Okay. I couldn't remember. So that's why I wanted to ask. All right. Well, I do miss Snow White Scary Adventures at Disney World.
yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I really like that Snow White's Enchanted Wish or Snow White's Ride is still at Disneyland. So
yeah. And you can go there and see that. And then, like I
exactly.
said, some rides are only there, some rides are only at Walt Disney World, some rides are at both, and the next one is one that's at both. Mad Tea Party.
That's
And the
right.
Mad Tea Party is, to me, like Dumbo and the Mad Tea Party are like the quintessential Disney ride you think of as a child. Like I think those must have been on every commercial when I was a kid or something because that's what I think of as I think of Dumbo and the Mad Tea Party. I love the Mad Tea Party. I don't like to rides that go up in the air like roller coasters that go up in the air, but I love rides that spin. And it's just I laugh, I think, more on the Mad Tea Party than I laugh any other time in the whole wide world. And it's just like pure whimsy. Just let let all your inhibitions go and just enjoy it because I don't even touch the wheel. I leave that up to the girls and I let them go however slow or fast they want to go. And it's just, I just love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
Great time.
Um, but
It's
that
fun
was
to
going to
laugh
be
at other
my
people too.
question. That was going to be my question. Um, what sort of insanity do you like your wheel spinning, your teacup spinning?
What do you mean? What kind of insanity?
Daddy um
Daddy
doesn't
and
like.
Cindy do not like it
Oh,
spinning as much as it does, but I'm going to share an image. Um,
oh,
so no, it's nothing like that. It is just an absolute. Um, I
Is
may
it
not be able to
joyful?
share it. It's joyful.
Oh, I
So
love joyful.
I can't. It won't let me share it. I don't
Oh
Oh,
think,
no.
because my system, since I have a new system, it's like you can't do that.
oh.
So
Well, you can share it in the Facebook group
I
page.
will I will do that, and maybe I'll look on my phone to see about sharing it there. But anyway, it's a picture of Cindy and Sophie as we're riding the teacups, and it is pure joy to see them and to
Yay.
see the look, and especially in Sophie's face. Here, I'm going to take a
Sweet.
picture of it and show it,
Very
um,
sweet.
because it is so cool. All right, let's see if we can see it.
I have a feeling this is gonna go poorly.
Do you see that,
Oh, that
Amy?
went better than I
Yes.
thought it would.
Yes,
Mommy
I
looks
love
so
it.
young in that photo.
Well, baby, you were 5.
Oh, you were
I
so young in
know.
that photo. My
I
That
son
was
know,
Joshua,
but
my
I'm
mountain
saying,
man Paul Bunyan Joshua, can turn that wheel so fast. I have never seen it spin as fast as he can make him spin. It cracks
well,
me
you know
up.
what, Daddy? I have to say, I think I'm more of a moderate speed wheel spinner, and that's only because whenever I spin the wheel on the teacups, it doesn't seem to go nearly as fast as I want it to.
well. Here's what I remember. I remember you and Jagan,
We were trying so hard to
and
make
they
it
were
spin as
going
fast as
so fast. And
possible.
Cindy and I are on another one, and we're
Yes.
just we're just riding, and it's going like, ooh, and we're doing
Yeah.
fine. And meanwhile, these girls are going, and I'm
Yeah.
like, who's gonna throw up first?
I know it's
Neither
so
of us
funny to
did.
watch. And
And
everybody's
neither one of them
faces, it's
did,
funny to
but
watch
I would
everybody's
have.
faces.
I would have.
I
Good
love
thing
it.
you weren't on the teacup then,
So,
Daddy.
so Sophie, sounds like you got your ride and die for the teacups with Brenda.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, teacups and Tower of Terror for sure.
Yes.
I love the teacups.
So yeah, I get it, and I do too. I think they're a lot of fun, and they're just they are just classic Disneyland attractions in
Yeah,
both sides, but in this case for Disneyland. And you
yeah.
know what's funny is, you got the cover over the teacups at Disney World.
Yep.
Disneyland didn't have that. Do they still not have a cover because it's
Mm,
better temperatures than in Florida?
I guess that's why.
Yeah,
Somehow.
so they
To me, it
don't
looks
have.
prettier at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, certainly, especially at night when all of the lanterns hanging above you come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Plus
will
if
say,
it rains at Disneyland, then ride close,
you're
you
right.
know? So anyway, what were you gonna say, baby?
I was gonna say there is one thing at Disney World that I like that Disneyland does not have. We've got that mouse that sticks his head up out of the teapot,
Yeah.
and I just think that is the funniest thing ever.
Hmm.
It is cute.
Yeah.
Very cute.
What's his name again? Do you remember?
I do not.
Something. Oh, it's Timothy
No, that's from
Q.
Dumbo.
Timothy Q. Mouse. It's not.
That's
Okay.
from Dumbo.
Okay. Okay. Well, you got to Google that, Sophie. Is it my turn to talk for
Yeah.
the next
Halim come.
attraction?
Yeah. It's your turn to talk about Autopia.
Autopia. So my experiences with Autopia are very few. Um, and to me, I guess they're similar to Disney World with the Tomorrowland Speedway. Same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, I, but I really like how it lets children have a sense of freedom to say, I am driving the vehicle, and
Yeah.
there's nothing they can do. They can't get themselves hurt or in trouble or anything like that for the most
Yeah.
part. But it's just it's a sign of freedom. Like, I am going for a ride, and it's going to be on the Autopia. And now they are converting them to electric cars, right, Brenda?
Think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they've done that yet or not, but that'll be a totally different experience, because part of the reason I don't do the Utopia or the Tomorrowland Speedway is because of the gas smell is
Yeah. That
so
smell is, ugh,
invasive.
it
Um,
is.
so it'll be interesting to see how these do as electric vehicles. Now, what was really funny, I remember hearing or reading that there was more speed when they first opened, and that people would drive them faster. If I remember the story correct, they would drive them faster and they would have accidents.
Oh
Ah.
no.
And so they had to throttle those
Yeah.
down a little bit because it got a little too crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
That's funny.
think now maybe that's urban legend. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if I'm way off base here, but I thought I remember hearing that story about how they had to tone it back a little bit because people were going insane over it.
Wow.
so, so info at ontheroadwithmickey.com. Send your complaints, your comments, your Mike, you're a nut job, whatever you want to
Oh no.
do. But anyway, so Utopia it's really cool that it's still there, you know, and that you can still
Yeah.
ride these things.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's what really does it. Is it's like at this point you're riding something that you can do whatever else you want to. When you choose to ride Autopia, you either have a very young child that wants to drive the car,
Yeah.
or you want to step back in time to when the park opened.
Yeah.
That to me is what's really cool. Just being able to do that. So
Super cool.
so there you go. There's my dissertation on Autopia.
Yep.
All right.
My
Well,
first
it's
trip with Joshua when he was
no,
sick,
you're good.
and we went, all he wanted, like, he didn't care what we were going to plan to do on the trip. All he wanted was to drive a car into Tomorrowland Speedway. That's all he wanted. He was a NASCAR kid, and he loved it so much.
Yeah.
And now he's 32. How
Oh my
fast
gosh.
it happens.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I can't say I've ever been a NASCAR kid,
No.
and
But
maybe that's for the best.
your dad was a huge IndyCar fan, and he still is to a smaller extent. um, but yeah, yeah. Now I'm a Cars fan, not so much a NASCAR fan.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, the
Well, is it
Jungle
my turn?
Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn. Um, the Jungle Cruise is so funny. Uh, the personally the best parts about it, I think, are the fact that you have the skippers, they're real people, they're not animatronics, and so as a result, their lines can change every single time you ride the ride. Sure, a lot of them will have the same jokes and puns. My favorite one is about the headhunters territory where it's a terrible place to be headed. That's my favorite one. Or Trader Sam, he's got a great bargain, 2 of his heads for 1 of yours.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Those are my favorite jokes that they come up with, but it's been such a long time since I've ridden that ride. It was last December.
It was last December since you saw the backside of water.
The
I
backside of
know.
water.
And you can't replicate it with a simple pitcher and a glass.
That's right.
Yeah. I just love how so many cast members or so many Jungle Cruise skippers go on to be like huge stars. You know, Steve, what's his name? Father of the Bride. Steve Martin.
Oh, Steve Martin.
Steve Martin was a Jungle Cruise skipper.
Cute. Did they discover him there?
I don't know.
They may
You know
have.
what? I
I
don't know.
wonder.
They may have. But just the idea of these people that they go to work at Disneyland and then they go on to great careers in acting and stuff like that. To me is just
Yeah.
so cool. I remember during COVID, I think is when they had Josh Gad to be a Jungle Cruise skipper for the day. And
Yeah.
they put a
Yeah.
YouTube video and that was so well done. I'm
That
like,
was funny.
way to nail what being a Jungle Cruise skipper is really all about because
For
it is
sure.
the way that the Jungle Cruise skippers can just take and roll with it and make it their own unique spin on an attraction is just so cool, you know.
Yeah.
So and of course I was a Jungle Cruise skipper. Remember, Sophie?
Yes, I do remember, and everyone asked why you were late for your shift.
No, they asked how I got the day off. I'm
You're
like,
right.
hey, it's who you know.
You're right.
Yeah. In case y'all don't know, Mike was a Jungle Cruise skipper for his Halloween costume at Mickey's Not So Scary.
Yep, a couple of years ago, and it was so much fun.
Everybody loved it.
Yeah,
And then
And
there was the
all it
girl that
was a
asked you to
t-shirt. And all it was a t-shirt.
and then there was the girl who asked you to tell her a joke and you kind of froze.
Yep. But
Uh-oh.
then I remembered one and I came back and told it to her. So I don't
Nice.
remember the joke now, though.
I don't remember if she laughed or not.
She laughed at it. She did like it,
Good thing.
but she didn't like that
Good.
I failed in my first attempt. So,
Oh well. Not
oh well.
everyone's perfect.
All right. So, Brenda, talk about the Golden Horseshoe.
All right. Well, the Golden Horseshoe was an original restaurant vaudeville show. Walt had a dedication to it the night before Disneyland opened for Lillian's birthday. And he loved going to that show. And that show ran for 31 years consecutively. And a matter of fact, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most consecutive show running. And it's just a neat
Wow.
place to go. I mean, just the decor in there now. I mean, it's just neat. It's very nostalgic knowing that Walt would
Yes.
go in his box and sit and watch that show. And it's like you just feel something, that Disney magic just being in there. You know, you know.
If
Yeah.
you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
IYKYK.
Yes, that's right. If you know, you know. It's like sitting on that bench in the park. It's
Uh-huh.
it's a feeling. You
Yeah.
can't get that at WDW. You can only get that at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Now you can get, fish and chips and, chicken nuggets and all that kind of stuff in there. And it's still a
Mhm.
restaurant. So just go in there and just try to feel Walt's presence in there.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? Sophie, do you want to talk about the last one or do you want me to talk about it?
I'll let you talk about it.
Okay, and then you'll follow up with the question of the week.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we're talking about the Mark Twain Riverboat, and I think that this is a very fitting end to our list because all of these attractions, I mentioned briefly earlier that all of these attractions are not what you would see in a typical amusement park in 2025. These are,
Yep.
for the most part, except for maybe Mr. Toad and Peter Pan, these are much more laid back attractions where you are experiencing what life was like
Yes.
in the past. And that is what is so beautiful about these attractions. And the Mark Twain Riverboat, it kind of sums it up. And if you think about it, with the Lily Bell and the Liberty Square Riverboat closing now, it's kind of like Mark Twain is standing by himself, you know?
Mhm.
And it's something that you don't ever want to take these attractions for granted because you don't know when it might be closed for something else. So the whole point of this and the reason I love this topic is because we are shining the spotlight on what was there at the beginning that is still here now, but it's also a reminder to us all to stop, slow down, smell the roses, and just take it in and take advantage of taking a slower walk through life as you ride these attractions
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's really what it comes down to is taking the time to appreciate the attractions for what they are. In the Mark Twain Riverboat, I love it. I don't care that it has a track.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
it anyway. I love the nostalgia of it. I love the tall ship Columbia.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
those are
I love
two.
just watching the paddle wheel go around. It's like
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
neat,
Those
neat way.
those those things they speak to me as to what Disneyland is, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just love so Mark Twain Riverboat, I hope it is there for all time and that it never goes away, because it is truly one of those things that sets itself apart, It
Yeah.
takes us back, when we talk about Disney, we talk a whole lot about recapturing what life was like when Walt was here, and this is one of those things that takes us back. So, I hope the Mark Twain Riverboat is there for years and years and years to come.
Yeah.
You know what, Daddy? Just hearing about it refreshed my memory again. Something that's different from Disneyland to Disney World is Fantasmic. And I know how much I praise Fantasmic at Disney World. I have actually seen Fantasmic at Disneyland, and it takes place on that same river in the rivers
Hmm.
of America.
Hmm.
And for part of the finale of the show, Mickey Mouse in Disney World will use his original black and white steamboat from Steamboat Willie, but at Disneyland, he will use the Mark Twain
Yep.
riverboat.
Yep.
And he's not the only character on this boat as he's steering it around the
No.
river. It's all
Right.
of the
It's full of
characters as
characters.
well.
Yeah.
And I think that's just something that needs to be highlighted when it comes to the Mark Twain riverboat. And I think it will never go away as long as Fantasmic plays at Disneyland. The Mark Twain riverboat will stay as well.
That is a very valid point, Sophie. And I didn't remember that, but as soon as you started talking about it, I remembered that it's there. And
Yeah.
you're right. I think you're absolutely right. And it is so cool because they're able to use an attraction for more than just an attraction. It's incorporated into other aspects of the actual entertainment in the show that you're part of as being a guest at Disneyland. So yeah, and I think you're absolutely right, Sophie. That is
Yeah.
a great remembrance because I had forgotten that. So
Yeah. It's awesome to see.
All right, well, it's time for the question of the week. And I'm willing to bet that everyone here can guess what the question will be. What's your favorite ride of the ones that we mentioned? Well, no, that is not the question of the week. It's not about your favorite this week. It's about the first one. I'm sure that everyone who's listening to the show has been to Disneyland or Disney World at least once in their life. And if not, uh, shameless plug here, please talk to my dad or Aunt Brenda. They're both travel agents.
We'd
But
be happy to help you.
if you
yes.
have, you must have a memory, a first memory, if you will. So, what is the first ride that you rode at Disneyland or Disney World?
Wow. You typed that in, Sophie. That is a great question. And
Yeah.
Brenda,
Yes.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you for muting your mic.
You're welcome.
But yeah, that is a great question of the week. What is the first ride that you remember
Wow.
riding? Whoa.
That's hard. I mean, I don't remember what my first ride was. I mean, I was 8 at Disneyland. I only remember the Matterhorn, which I've talked about before, because ever since then, every time I go, it's closed. So I'm
If
hoping it's going
that's
to be open
the
this time, even though I know it's going to hurt.
if that's the first ride you remember riding, then there you go, you have your answer.
Yeah.
I think my first ride that I remember riding was probably the Barnstormer at Walt Disney World. I'm pretty sure my parents have told me many times how I would want to ride that ride over and over again, and eventually my grandmother, who was with us, was like, Sophie, enough.
Oh, that
Well,
was a fun one. That's a great first roller coaster, though, for kids.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if it was her first ride at Walt Disney World because it was further
Pretty far in the
back.
back. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
but it's the
but
one I remember.
yeah. Um but I also remember we talked your Meemaw into riding it, and she was like, "What were you all thinking? This is a crazy thing. I will never ride that thing ever again." And she hasn't, and she never will.
Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
But for
Well, it's the
me,
one I remember.
yeah, for me, my first trip was in 1979, and I was 11 years old, and it was the summer, and I truly remember zero rides because what I remember, I'm imagining we rode the train. I would hope so.
I'm sure you
but
Yeah.
did.
but what I remember is that feeling of awe of coming up underneath the train tracks and being in town square and seeing Main Street. And that is the overwhelming memory that
Yeah.
I have is being in Main Street. So, oh, gosh,
Yeah. I'm
that,
sure you wrote It's a Small World because everybody does.
hmm
That's like a you have to,
yeah,
you know.
you have
Actually,
to.
you know what? Now that you think about it, that might be a technicality for me because I remember, well, I don't remember, but my parents do. They went to Disney World while my mom was pregnant with me, and It's a Small World was one of the only rides that she could ride on because of how heavily pregnant she was. So,
Oh, so that may have been your first
technically,
ride,
exactly.
cradled in your mommy's tummy.
Yep,
Yep.
could be. I mean, I know we
She
rode
ate
it.
a whole lot. She ate a
We
whole lot of good food on that trip.
That was the trip we ate
Some
our way
things never
around
change.
Disney. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there were no roller coasters. There was It's a Small World. There was the railroad. There was very minimal things as far as attractions, but we had a great time anyway. You
Yeah.
know,
Because of the magic.
that was
Yeah.
January of 2001. So
Awesome.
we were only a few months pregnant with Sophie at that time.
Well, pregnant enough that you couldn't ride the roller
No,
coasters.
couldn't
So
ride them. Nope.
thanks for not doing that from me.
Yes. Oh,
I'm sure
excuse
you were
me.
well worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is a great question of the week, Sophie. And that closes our feature topic. So let's turn the page to this day in Disney history for September 1st. Sophie, take it away, honey.
All right. The year is 1989, and Disneyland welcomes Claudine Masson, its 300 millionth guest. It
Whoa.
has taken 34 years to accomplish this feat. From Châteauroux, France, the 28-year-old Claudine is the first international visitor to become an attendance milestone guest.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
Imagine 299 million, wait, 99.
999,999.
99,999 people. And
Oh,
imagine being the person in front who's like, "Oh, I got to get in," and decides to cut in line or whatever, and they're the one.
Yep.
oh my gosh.
You never
Oh wow,
know.
you never know.
That's
You
awesome
never know.
history.
All right. Well, you know what I do know?
I do know
Your
that you're not going to
character?
stump the Soph.
I know that too, but I also know that we're gonna have a lot of fun not stumping the Soph.
Oh,
Good,
okay.
good,
Sophie,
good.
let's see if you can guess the character.
All right.
And I'm going to give you straight out these characters are vegetarian.
Vegetarian, and there's a bunch of them?
I said characters.
So there's two or more.
That's correct because that's plural. Otherwise, it'd be singular.
But there's
Okay.
not necessarily a bunch, or is there a bunch just for me?
Well, maybe there's a bunch, but maybe there's just two or more.
Shucks. I thought I could get away with that, but no.
Okay. So they are vegetarian And they let's see here. They like to clown around.
They're vegetarian and they like to clown around.
Uh-huh.
Vegetarian clowns?
And they have meetings where another character is there.
Are they actually vegetarian?
Yes.
Are
They
you
have the
positive?
why?
Are you positive? Because it almost sounds like the sharks from Nemo.
Well, maybe it is.
I
What are
think I
their
got
names?
it.
What are their names?
Oh, geez. There's obviously Bruce.
That's not the one I'm talking about.
No, I know. But these two, I don't actually know their names. I know that one of them's a hammerhead, though.
Uh-huh. You're right.
Oh my gosh, what are their names?
Well, think about what a hammerhead shark looks like.
Hammer and his name is Hammer, right?
No.
No?
No.
Anchor?
That's right.
Very
So,
good.
what's the other one's name? This is the challenge, is the names, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keep in mind that there is a type of fish food. Uncle Butch would know this answer. There's a type of fish food, and that's what this character's name is.
I'm positive that it's not bait.
No.
Worms?
No.
No, I give up.
Well, the characters are Anchor and Chum. Chum is like a liquid with a bunch of body parts from different fish.
Gross.
Yeah.
Butch would know that, right?
The point is that I knew who you were talking about.
Exactly.
I just didn't know their names.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm going to give you 3/4 credit. Take it or leave it.
3/4 it is.
Fabulous, Sophie.
But yes.
Thank you.
They are part of Bruce's vegetarian shark gang.
Goodness gracious. Fish are friends, not food.
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
Yes, I think it's hysterical. And they're so funny. But yeah, Anchor and Chum like nothing better than a good laugh and are excited to have a clownfish at one of their meetings. That's why I said clowning around.
Oh my gosh.
Anchor and Chum from Finding
Good job,
Nemo.
Sophie.
Good job, Sophie. It's fun. That's why I said we're going to have fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to mark in here 3/4 credit.
No, we are deleting that part.
Okay, I'll fill it in when you're not watching.
I will go and I will fix it before the show notes get posted.
All right. Well, Brenda, close us out with some actual wisdom from Walt, please.
I have a little bitty short quote from Walt that has to do with today's topic. I suppose I've always been in love with trains.
Me too. In fact, Cindy keeps mentioning maybe we should build like a train shed for our backyard.
Maybe you should build a train for your backyard like he did.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Is our backyard sloped rather steeply?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that would be an interesting train ride.
A garden railroad would be so much fun.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I get all these
just
reels
like the one in Germany?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. That would be
Yes.
awesome.
Oh, it'd be so cool. Anyway,
So cool.
great quote. Yes,
Great
he has
man.
always
Yeah.
been in love with trains. Yep.
Great man.
Well, thank you for sharing it, and thank you, Walt, for speaking it. And that, my friends, wraps us up for this week. Coming next week, we're going to do part 2 of our series, and we're going to shine the spotlight on the original attractions at Walt Disney World. So we're going to come up with a list of our choosing of the attractions we want to highlight that are there from opening day that are still there. And I think we're predominantly going to focus on Magic Kingdom and maybe 1 or 2 at Epcot, but predominantly Magic Kingdom. So stay tuned and see what our list looks like. But until next week, we hope you all have a great week. Remember to share your smile with someone who might be having a rough week. Just pass along some goodness, some kindness to your fellow neighbor. And until next week, I'm Mike. She's Sophie. That's Brenda. And he's Grogu, saying, may the force be with you, right?
That's exactly what he says.
There you go. I finally learned. And we will
See you
See
on
you
the
on the
road.
Road.
bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.